I mean, you're involved in a lot of different stuff, right? I mean, so because of my sons, I know you're involved in helping some of these young men at Sigma Newton, University of Georgia. I think you sit on alumni board or something. You've done some of that. You're one of the main guys in your company. You've got this whiskey business. What else are you involved in?
So it kind of goes back to I had my first business I started in 2004. I sold it in 2007. After I sold it, my brother-in-law came to me and said, "Hey, I got an idea for this medical device business I want to start." And I listened to him. And, sounds great. I think you ought to do it. It's a 2-hour conversation, and it sounds like giving this a lot of thought. Well, so that was like a Friday. He came back in my office again on Monday, so I would talk to you some more about this. And I said, okay, so we talked for another 2 hours. And then he would just periodically drop into my office and want to talk about this medical device business. And this went on for 3 months. And I'd look up and he'd be standing in my doorway. And I had just sold my business to a larger firm, and I was like, I got work to do. So finally, after about 3 months of that, I sat him down in the conference room in the nicest way possible. I said, I love you like a brother, but honestly, you got to get the hell out of my office. And you need to do this thing or don't do this thing, but you can't come back here anymore and talk to me about it because
you got to jump in or not.
You got to jump in or not, and you sold me within the first hour that you brought this up to me, and the rest of it's just been wasted time.
He was procrastinating. He was scared. He couldn't make a decision.
So I got out my checkbook and I said, I will write you a check right now for $250,000, but you're never coming back here again and talk about this business.
Well, you write me a check for $250.
Yeah,
I won't come back.
You haven't hit me hard enough yet. So that's a true story. I was shareholder number 1 in his business.
And
he went home that night and said, told his wife, I'm going to quit my job.
And I'm in.
And I'm going to start this business. And she said, well, how are we going to pay for eater? And he said, well, your brother gave me $250,000. I think she was mad, but it all worked out fine. But that was the first, beyond owning my own business and running it, that was the first time
investment in somebody.
Right. I'd made an investment.
You obviously felt like he was worthy of the investment.
I just, I felt like he would have done that for me. I know he would have.
That's awesome.
And he's a passionate guy, and I thought, I don't know if this is going to turn into anything.
Don't you love helping passionate people?
Oh man, it was amazing. And so I ended up serving on the board, and we ran that company for 7 or 8 years and sold it to.
So it made money.
Sold it to a private equity firm for $165 million. So I got my money back.
I love it.
And he had, in hindsight, I look back on it now and go, that was the dumbest $250,000 check I ever read.
So you took that money and went into the whiskey business?
Yeah. So we ended up doing that business, and then we've had a number of spinoffs from that. Mainly
with
in the
him?
healthcare. Yeah, mainly in the healthcare arena.
So you kind of got this side hustle with your brother-in-law.
And a lot of times it's just somebody will come forward with an idea, and they need money, or they need backers, and we'll help them kind of find money.
That's awesome.
And then we'll make an investment in the business, and sometimes we'll sit on the board. And these aren't Fortune 500 companies. These are small businesses that just need a little extra cash. And a lot of times people have novel ideas, they don't know what to do with it.
How do you? I run into that all the time. But what's your deciding factor on them? I'm backing this horse or not?
So I got ADD, just like you, right?
Right.
And so my attention span is pretty limited.
And if they can't grab me quick, I'm out.
I'm out because if I can't understand it at all, I probably shouldn't invest in it. So a lot of times I'm investing. I'd say 80% of the time I'm investing in the person. Just do you believe that? Do you believe this person? What they're saying, and are they honest? Do they really have a passion for what they're doing? Is what they're doing really novel?
Do they have it in their gut? They're just excited as hell about it.
And for me, it's a gut thing, and I can tell you, I've met with people where literally immediately I said, there's no way I'm going to invest any money with you. You're an idiot, or you don't know what you're doing, or you're, it's not a match. I don't understand the business.
But is that a personality thing?
It could be. But there's a lot.
I worry about that because there are a lot of really bright people with bright ideas that are boring as hell to me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, right. And so to me,
like if you're a CFO accountant kind of guy,
right, it's not that interesting.
I'm getting some kid, he's ADD and he's jumping and he's ready to go. I get excited about that.
Yeah, that's right. And that's sort of the way I've always approached it is if you can get me excited about it,
then you got a shot.
you got shot. I don't look. We're not trying to make $10 billion here, right? We're just trying to create a business and get it big enough to where we can sell it to somebody else. Greater pool. Yeah. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
I mean, I invested in an oil drilling business in Texas. And it didn't work out so hot.
It didn't go good.
So they don't all work out. You only talk about the ones that really work out well, but a lot of them just face plant. You just write it off.